Have you ever found yourself in a place where your passion for God seems to have faded? Maybe there was a time when you felt so close to God, your prayers flowed easily, and your faith felt vibrant and alive. But now, things feel different. Your quiet time feels like a chore, worship feels empty, and you might even question if God is still near. If this resonates with you, I want you to know that you're not alone. We all go through seasons where our spiritual fire dims, where our hearts feel distant from God, and we feel like we're just going through the motions. This is a part of the journey of faith. Our relationship with God, like any other relationship, has its ups and downs. It's okay to admit when we're struggling. It's okay to say, God, I don't feel you the way I used to. Often, our passion for God doesn't vanish overnight. It fades slowly, through busyness, disappointments, distractions, or even just the monotony of daily life. But here's the truth. Even when we lose our passion, God never loses his passion for us. His love is constant, his presence is unwavering, and he's always ready to rekindle that fire within us. So how do we regain that passion for God? How do we reignite the fire that once burned so brightly in our hearts? Let's explore some steps that can help us reconnect with God and find that passion again. In Revelation 2:4-5, God speaks to the church in Ephesus saying, "But I have this against you, that you have abandoned the love you had at first. Remember therefore from where you have fallen, repent and do the works you did at first. If not, I will come to you and remove your lampstand from its place, unless you repent. Repent and do the things you did at first." This passage is a powerful reminder that God calls us back to our first love. Do you remember what it was like when you first encountered God's love? The joy, the peace, the excitement of knowing that you are loved beyond measure. To regain our passion, we need to return to those early moments of faith. Spend time in prayer, not just as a routine, but as a conversation with your best friend. Dive into the scriptures, not out of obligation, but to truly hear God's voice speaking to you. Try to recall the practices that helped you feel close to God when your faith was fresh. Maybe it was worship music, journaling your thoughts and prayers, or simply sitting in silence, waiting on the Lord. Go back to those things. Do the things you did at first, and allow God to renew your heart as you reconnect with Him. It's easy to feel like we have to have it all together, especially when it comes to our relationship with God. But here's the thing. God already knows your heart. He knows your doubts, your struggles, and your fears. Psalm 62:8 says, "Trust in Him at all times, O people. Pour out your heart before Him. God is a refuge for us." Being honest with God means bringing all of our mess, all of our questions, and laying them at His feet. It's okay to say, "God, I'm struggling. I don't feel you near. I've lost my way." In Psalm 51:10, David prays, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." This is a prayer of humility and honesty. It's a cry for God to renew what feels broken. When we open our hearts fully to God, He meets us right where we are. We don't have to pretend or put on a brave face. God's grace is big enough to handle our deepest doubts and our darkest moments. One of the most powerful ways to reignite our passion for God is to surround ourselves with others who are seeking Him too. Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." We were never meant to walk this journey alone. Sometimes the faith of those around us can help reignite our own. Being part of a community, whether it's a church, a small group, or even just a close friend, can remind us that we're not alone in our struggles. Share your journey with others. Let them pray for you, encourage you, and walk alongside you as you seek to rekindle your faith. It's also important to be that person for others. As we encourage and lift up those around us, our own hearts can be reignited with passion. Sometimes, stepping out to serve, to love, and to support others can bring us closer to God than anything else. Sometimes our passion fades because we've settled into a routine that feels stale. We need new inspiration. Try something different. Read a new book that challenges your faith. Listen to a podcast or a sermon that speaks to your current season. Or spend time in nature marveling at God's creation. Seeking new perspectives and experiences can help refresh your spirit and bring new life to your walk with God. Lastly, remember that regaining your passion for God is a process. It's not about flipping a switch or finding a quick fix. It's a journey of small steps, daily choices, and continual seeking. Isaiah 40:31 reminds us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Be patient with yourself. Trust that God is working in your heart, even in the moments when you don't feel it. So if you're feeling distant from God today, know that it's not the end of your story. Your passion can be reignited, your faith renewed. God is always near, always ready to draw you close. Let's keep taking those steps towards Him, trusting that He will meet us with open arms and rekindle the fire within our hearts. Thank you for watching, and remember, you're not alone in this journey. Let's keep seeking, keep believing, and keep our eyes fixed on Him.